And welcome to the Nasboys podcast. Now, did you know that in UFC Fight Night 121, Weirdum versus Tibrium in November of 2017 had the most total fight time of any event in company history at 3 hours, 4 minutes, and 18 seconds? Also, UFC Fight Night 55 between Rockhold and Bisping in November of 2014 had the least total fight time of those events at 1 hour, 3 minutes, and 51 seconds. So, anyways, guys, welcome to the Nasboys Sports Podcast. I'm your host, Mike, aka Mike Fam 101, with my good friends and co hosts, Christian, aka Seawill,
What's up?
Cam, aka I Spy Cam,
Howdy, y'all.
and Spencer, aka Spencer underscore J15.
Ew.
So let's get some sports news going here. We're going to start off with some football. Spencer, take it away for us.
Okay, so Patriots wide receiver N'Keal Harry has requested a trade out of New England. Before I say this, sorry if I butcher his name, but Falcons have terminated the contract of linebacker Barkevius Mingo. This is in response to his arrest in relation of indecency with a child.
Why are so many players getting arrested?
I know.
No idea. That is, and the worst part is there's a child with it, which is just even
Yeah,
worse.
yeah. Screw you, you freaking pedophile. I hate pedophiles.
All right. So coming in for the MLB, we have the home run derby contestants, which were just confirmed. They are Pete Alonso, Shohei Ohtani, Trevor Story, Trey Mancini, Salvador Perez, Matt Olson, Juan Soto, and Joey Gallo. You can see some big names in there. I thought there could have been some other guys that deserved it more, but hey, that's an opinion. I know some would probably disagree with mine. Now this is.
Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt. I was just saying, I wish Ronald Acuna Jr. would have been in there, but he backed out, and then right after backing out, he ended up getting hurt, and he ended up tearing his ACL out for the season. So it's unfortunate for my Atlanta Braves.
Well, and you also think that maybe some other guys that are like up top there on the leaderboard of home runs would get in, but honestly, I don't know how that format works, so I won't judge it. Some more big news though is a potential mass shooting at the upcoming MLB All-Star game on Tuesday was prevented by a maid who found 16 guns, over 1,000 ammo, and body armor. 4 people were arrested. Absolutely insane. I just think it's a blessing that nothing did happen, because I feel like that would have been very tragic, and probably would have been looked upon in the baseball community as in a bad way too.
Yeah, it's pretty shocking, and when I saw that headline at first, I was like, is that real? Like, honestly, it was like, I thought it was like a fake headline at first. And then when I started reading more into it, I was like, man, this is crazy. Thankfully, they were able to find it out before things escalated, and thankfully they were able to take care of the situation. So it's very, very crazy stuff.
Yeah. Well, first off, for the home run derby, my pick is Shohei Ohtani, even though my biased pick would be Juan Soto, but I don't think he's winning, especially the fact that he's facing Shohei in the first round, and Shohei is just a home run killer. So, yeah. I wish Kyle Schwarber, if I were to change anything, I wish Kyle Schwarber would go in place of Soto, because he could probably give Shohei a run for his money. But anyways, with the mass shooting thing, like, that was crazy. I mean, that shout out to that maid. That maid's the GOAT for, finding all those guns. I'm glad that nobody was hurt and we didn't have another sad, tragic headline about stuff that happens in this great game of baseball.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, like when I first saw the headlines, it took me a minute to process, and then, to be honest, I wasn't like super shocked, because we see a lot of this stuff coming constantly, and it's like, which is very sad that it does, but very glad the maid saw everything, and yeah, that's all I really have to say about that.
I guess if I had to give a prediction for who would win the home run derby, I'm actually not going to go Shohei. I'm going to go Joey Gallo, man. This dude is, which previously we are going to talk about later on, has hit 10 home runs in just 10 games. He's been on a record. This dude has just been beasting lately, and especially since he's going into the home run derby weekend, with already a good amount of home runs on his plate, I think that he's on fire, and this fire is not going to stop.
Yeah, I actually had him winning as well. I don't know. Is he still in the Rangers?
Yeah, he is.
I know. Yeah, that's what I thought. Yeah, he's still on the Rangers. Rangers haven't had a great season, but he's been putting up great numbers for them for years. And it's cool to see him in the home run derby. I think he'll get it done.
Yeah.
My pick would be Shohei Ohtani, just because I've seen a few clips of that man, and he just is an absolute beast.
Respectable. In other news for MLB, we have the Dodgers have canceled all Trevor Bauer merchandise and are starting to distance themselves from him. He soon might be on the 7-day leave list. Nothing has been proven yet, but the girl is saying that he has choked her multiple times into going unconscious, punching her to bad bruising on both occasions of the sexual interactions. Bauer has denied all allegations. Apparently, she has had connections with like Tatis Jr. and maybe relationship stuff. And, I guess some people think it's a little sketchy because, Tatis Jr. and Bauer are enemies basically. So, this is a little weird, right? What do you guys think about the situation?
It's sad, man. Trevor Bauer is a guy that a lot of people, I guess, I don't know if he had like a lot of fans, but, a lot of people, he was like a well-known figure in baseball. And, he's been in headlines for years, and especially when it came to sticky substances and, the cheating scandal. And for the Dodgers are my second favorite team. It's sad to see, Trevor Bauer, having to be, or I don't know how to put it, but basically, being, it's alleged, but accused of this. I'm not saying whether he did it or not. I'm just saying it's alleged because we don't know if all this is true yet until it's proven in court. But yeah, it's crazy and it's sad. We've heard of stories like this happen with other athletes, but rarely in baseball.
Yeah. If all that stuff is true, which it's not looking good for Bauer right now. Like I said, I think last episode, like we have to see his court hearing or whatever. But if this is the truth, it's not looking good for him right now. That's all I gotta say. Just not looking good.
Kind of like I said last episode, I'm not really gonna form any strong opinions until the truth comes out and until whatever if he's charged with it or not. But it's kind of like what everyone has said. It's kind of just sad to see, and I wished everyone in the situation the best of luck for like the rest of their lives, just because it's such a crappy situation, just that no one wants to be in. So that's all I really gotta say.
Right, yeah. And my opinion on it, it hurts because I like Trevor Bauer. He used to be on the Reds. I love him. I always thought he was a very nice guy, very respectful. He has like a YouTube channel, right? And you kind of get to see the in-depth life of him. And, you see how he is. And maybe it's just on him on camera, but really, I don't know. Maybe there is a different side of him, but, he just seems so nice and, generous and just, loves to have, give out autographs to fans. Like, he tries the best to please his fans. And that's what I love about him. I think he's, also, you have to realize like he's also had a very big part with MLB and a lot of rule changes. And, he kind of gives back that attitude of, that cockiness that I always like, because I feel like a lot of times MLB has kind of shut that down. But, to see this, it sucks. I just hope the allegations aren't true. And, I hope something can happen if the allegations are false. If they are true, that's, really just not good, And I will say it really isn't looking good for him right now. From what she is saying, it's all so very specific, which is just like never good when it's, it's very specific like that, because I feel like it would take forever for someone to plan something out like that.
There was one player a little while back ago, if I'm correct. I forgot what his name was. I know he played for the Braves. I think it was Marcell Ozuna.
Marcell Ozuna, yeah,
for doing it sounds similar to him. It seems like
he beat his wife. He beat his wife.
Yeah, he did. So it's sad. See this.
Yeah, it's a rocky situation in baseball right now. It's weird if you notice. There's a lot of things happening in sports lately, with just violence. I don't know what's going on, but it's been everywhere. Coming in with another news thing, Acuna Jr. once again gets hit.
So Sandoval with the club in Miami tonight, if needed, and Acuna got hit with a breaking ball, and he takes a couple of steps out toward the mound. That was a breaking ball. I know Ronald's tired of being hit by the Marlins, but the last thing Bender wants to do is hit him in a 1-0 game. And again, Jeff, this was a breaking ball.
Yeah, I think that's why you're seeing Snit and EY. Look, you got a young player. He's, look, he's emotional. He's animated. That's what makes Ronald so good when he plays. But yeah, I mean, this was an off-speed pitch. And hopefully EY is telling him, if anything, get to first, steal second, steal third. Get him back that way. But that's why you see EY, you see Snit come out there.
It's on a breaking ball, which is not a fastball, so more chances that it might have just slipped out the pitcher's fingers. So I could see where maybe the Marlins are coming from, but this is the 7th time they've hit him this season. That's a little ridiculous. I mean, I would understand getting mad over fastballs, but a breaking ball is a little different. But at the same time, this was consecutive games practically now of, him coming back and just getting absolutely mollywopped with another ball. So I could see his frustration, especially when it's coming from mainly one team. I mean, I could understand that. And then recently he just got hurt, actually. So he's been kind of put on I think the 10-day injury list. So, we'll see where he goes from this. What's your guys' opinion on it?
He's out for the season, actually. He had surgery. And I was debating on whether to wear my Acuna t-shirt jersey that I have. And for some reason, I thought it was a good idea to wear a Marlins hat. Not Marlins hat, but a Miami hat. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, they have a uniform like that, so it works.
Well, the thing is, I like this hat. I got it a while back ago, but I'm getting a little off topic, but it's like a Miami Heat hat. But I'm not a Marlins fan. I'm a Braves fan, so those watching, hopefully you aren't confused. But yeah, like I literally was pretty mad about this. And I remember watching this game. I was like, man, they're just throwing the balls at him, trying to hurt him. And they hit him 7 times. You would think that they would eject the pitcher who hit him, like after multiple times, even though it wasn't the same pitcher every single time. It's just crazy. They have to do something about essentially hitting the player multiple times in the same series. 3-game series of whatever that they do. It's just ridiculous. And then unfortunately Acuna Jr. got hurt, if I'm correct, yesterday. So it's crazy, man. Like baseball, there's just a lot of baseball storylines recently too, which is pretty good though, honestly, because not all the storylines are good, but you know what I'm saying? Like it's good to see baseball have a lot of storylines, and even before the NBA season ends, because usually there isn't a whole lot of baseball storylines till like late July or August, and then the World Series. So that's my point.
Plus, the more storylines, the more we get to put on this podcast, which means, the more stuff we get. So I'm not hating on it. You know what I mean? I mean, it's upsetting that this stuff happens, but hey, there's a benefit to ours too. I will say that real quickly. I think the reason why they don't always get all the pitchers out is because there's a difference between a breaking ball. So like you're talking a sinker, a slider, a curveball, a knuckleball. These are balls that typically can slip out your hand easily, especially since pitchers aren't cheating no more. They don't have that sticky substance to really grip on the ball and draw it faster and get a more spin rate. So because of that, you're seeing this happen. So I think they kind of just let it off a little bit. But Acuna, if you look in the video, Acuna is obviously really mad. So
Yeah.
I mean, I don't blame him. I don't know how you hit a guy 7 times every time that you play him. I'm not sure if they're trying to hurt him or it's all just coincidence, but if they're trying to hurt him, shame on the Marlins for that. I mean, what did he ever do to you? Just homer on your team a couple times? I mean, it's happened so many times before. I mean, come on.
It's like, get over it.
Exactly.
Oh man,
Yeah,
but Dodgers. I saw this last night. Also, the Dodgers killed the Diamondbacks 22-1 yesterday. If I'm correct, it was 22-1.
Yeah, I saw that in the Diamondbacks. I can't remember exactly what it was, but they tweeted out like, where to find the final score, and then I guess they deleted the tweet later.
They were too ashamed.
So I thought that was kind of funny.
Today was the MLB draft too. Yeah, I was just to say that. Which is always hilarious because Fred Manfred. This dude. I don't like him. All right, I really don't like him. I just think you get like the reason you're so big is because fans follow this stuff and because people play for you. For your league, right? So you think maybe I should just listen to them and it would help the game grow. But no, he just has to listen to whatever he's done because, he's built up this company, right? So, he's, helping build up this company, right? So, anyways, he, every time he'd go draft somebody, he'd get booed. I mean, a lot. It was very funny. I was cracking up watching this because it was on live TV and it's hilarious. And to see his face, you could just feel the tensions in the air, which is hilarious.
Yeah, and the Pirates, they had the number 1 pick. Sorry to interrupt you, Mike. Well, you could go ahead because I was going to talk about the draft pick, the first overall.
No, go ahead.
Yeah, Henry Davis was the first overall pick. He was drafted by the Pirates, the 7th catcher in MLB history to be selected number 1 overall. And then the Rangers at number 2 got a Vanderbilt pitcher. If I'm trying to remember what his name was. I think it was Jack Leader or something like that.
Something like that. Maybe it's something, all right. But yeah, he got drafted.
Yeah. That happens in every league where you get booed. So
yep,
we've seen it with Goodell.
Yep.
So
it's happened to almost all commissioners.
Yep. So now let's talk about the NBA playoffs a little bit.
Woo.
So the Suns are leading against the Bucks 2-0 right now, and they are currently playing Game 3 right now in Milwaukee. Milwaukee is leading. They're currently showing a replay. The score is 65-53 Milwaukee,
Woo.
And at the time of recording right now, it is Sunday. So, what's your thoughts on the series, everybody?
I expected the Bucks to probably win Game 3 because they're stronger at home, and the Suns going up 2-1 did surprise me a little bit. Now, what I predicted the Suns and the Bucks to go to 6 games, and the Bucks would win in 6 if Giannis wasn't hurt. And personally, I was thinking Giannis honestly might sit out Game 1, but he didn't, and he's been playing really well. Despite having what seemed to be a really bad knee injury against the Hawks. But, the first 2 games have been really entertaining. We've seen a lot of close points to where the game could have gone either way. The Suns just spamming threes, it seems, especially in Game 2. But Chris Paul, man, he really deserves this championship. He's just been performing so well, and it's been so long for him. He's been in the league for like 16 years, I think. So it's pretty cool to see him have a chance to possibly win the championship. And he's been trying to get one his whole career. And then Devin Booker, he's been playing well as well. The Suns did lose Dario Saric. He tore his ACL. And some Suns players have been playing pretty well, like Jay Crowder. He's been in the last couple NBA Finals, it seems. He played with the Miami Heat in last year's NBA Finals. And Jay Crowder's been a really, really good player for them. He's been a spark off the bench. He's been really well starting as well. Being a defender, he can knock down threes. We've seen Mikal Bridges do pretty well. Now with the Bucks, Chris Middleton and Drew Holiday, they've been getting a lot of hate recently, and it's because they haven't been scoring as much as people think they should be. And they do have a little bit of a point. Their numbers have gone down this NBA Finals, and in the playoffs. Brook Lopez has been on and off, but he's been pretty good as well. And the Bucks, Pat Connaughton, I've been noticing him doing some things out there. Same thing with Bobby Portis. I think this series has been pretty entertaining and fun so far. What about y'all?
Looking at this game, or the series, it's been exciting. I mean, really, there's been a lot of cool plays on both sides. It's been a little bit back and forth. I knew coming into this game 3 that the Bucks were going to win because they are almost always dominant when at home. I think during this playoffs, I think they only lost once at home, and besides that, they won every other game. So I'm pretty happy, because I'm a Giannis fan. Like I said, coming into this, yes, I'd probably be a little upset maybe that the Bucks wouldn't win, if they didn't win the finals. But at the same time, I would not be crying myself to sleep if the Suns won, because I'm just happy it's not the same 4 teams every year. These are 2 different teams that you don't really see that often. I barely ever. So because of this, I'm pretty happy. I do think that Chris Paul does definitely deserve something. If there's, he doesn't get some kind of award this season, I'd be pretty upset. I think that's a ripoff. But it's been good. I mean, really, if you talk about a good finals game, I mean, really, this has been pretty exciting. I've been on my heels when I am watching the game, of course. Right now, I can't. We got the podcast going on, and if I needed to watch it, I had to go downstairs. But that's besides the point. Very good series.
Yeah, I mean, I thought that this has been an okay final so far. It's been pretty solid. The first 2 games, they've really been close, and then towards the third quarter, the Suns have just been pulling away, and that's what it's looking like tonight. The first 2 quarters, the Suns were in it a little bit. Then the Bucks started getting their momentum going, and now the last time I checked the score, they were up by 10 or so. So the Bucks were, at least. And if I said 2-1, I apologize. I mean 2-0. So yeah, I think that the Suns are still going to win, but Giannis is really playing well. I was very surprised that he was just coming back off an injury, and I know that his injury was not necessarily terrible, but he still got injured, and he's basically he's carried the Bucks over the last couple of games, and now I think everything's sort of getting better with Lopez and Middleton, but
100%.
I mean the Suns are basically being themselves. Booker and CP3 are dominating per usual. Their role players are helping out a lot, so we'll see what happens in the rest of this series.
Yeah. I would just like to say real quickly. I was actually a little nervous when I saw that Giannis was going to play game 1, because part of me was like, well, it's okay to go a game without, but the other part was like, well, it's not right. But when I saw him playing, I also thought, man, I really hope his knee doesn't hurt and he's just pushing through the pain, because I don't want his knee injury to get worse than what it was. We've seen athletes do this a couple times before, and then it turns out that they've really hurt themselves. So I was a little nervous, but he seems to be in great form. Nothing looks wrong with him really. He's been playing like Giannis does, which is an absolute beast. So I'm not upset about it.
That's a great point, Cam. And when that happened, I was like, it reminded me of KD in the 2019 finals when he got hurt and they forced him to come back. I was like, man, I really don't want Giannis to come back and get hurt again. But to me, it doesn't matter. If either team wins, it doesn't matter to me. I just like it. I like both teams sort of. I'm not pulling one team over the other. You get what I'm saying?
Right. Well, we'll be right back, guys.
All right, guys, we're back. So now let's talk about the Stanley Cup playoffs. Tampa Bay has won their series 4-1 against the Montreal Canadiens. What do you guys think?
I think we all expected the Lightning to win. I was hoping the Canadians would, as I mentioned before in the first episode of the Nasboys Sports Podcast. But Game 5 was a snoozer. It was pretty entertaining a little bit, but it was sort of like a snoozer. It was just low score and it just wasn't that exciting to me. This whole Stanley Cup Finals this year wasn't that exciting, other than game 4. I thought that was a really good game. It went to overtime, but congrats to the Tampa Bay Lightning, 2 in a row. No one saw that coming. Just kidding, we all did.
I liked it. I mean, it wasn't a bad series. I will say it was a clutch shot by Montreal Canadiens when they made that, that one goal at the very end. But besides that, I mean, come on, we all kind of saw their future. We all knew where it was headed. So, if I had to rate it, I'd probably give it like a 6 out of 10. I mean, I wasn't shocked. I was kind of rooting for the Canadians a little bit, but, I'm also kind of, a fan of Toronto. So, I mean, it's like it's a 50-50 thing here, you know what I mean? But, it's all right. What do you think, Spencer?
Well, I didn't really pay attention much to it, to be honest, because I had no idea what was going on. But towards the end, I paid attention. From what you guys seen in other fans, not very shocking the Lightning won. But also, I just wanted to bring up another point that ever since Tom Brady got signed to the Buccaneers, the Lightning have won the last 2 Stanley Cups, and I think that's quite funny because it seems like I've been looking at a lot of stuff with the Tom Brady effect. Maybe we will get into that in another episode, not tonight, but yeah, I just wanted to bring that point up quick.
Yeah, well, I mean, Brady's the GOAT, so he makes everything goated, I guess.
Also, would like to say just real quick, let me fix myself. I said Toronto on accident. I meant Tampa Bay. All right. If you've been this far already into the podcast, in the comments, put L Cam. Capital letter L, and then space Cam, because I screwed up.
Got it. But yeah, I didn't pay attention to the series either. But congrats to Tampa Bay. I'm not really surprised that they won. I mean, I think we all predicted that they would win. I predicted them to win in 6, but I was 1 game off. But that's okay. So yeah, congratulations to Tampa Bay. So now let's talk about the Olympics. Now, the Olympics, fans will not be allowed in Japan for any of the games due to another COVID outbreak. They're having problems with the Delta variant.
Mm-hmm.
So luckily, the people who did buy tickets will get their money back. And now let's talk about the big.
Hold on.
Huh?
Sorry to stop you, Mike. I just want to say the Olympics coming up July the 23rd. Looking forward to it. But yeah, I just want to add in this. It's good that they got their money back. But at the same time, Olympics happen, every, I don't know why I'm in a dumb moment. Every 4 or 6 years. I may be wrong, but it's crazy, man. Like, these people, they're trying to go see their loved ones. They're maybe competing. There's people that really want to support their country and they can't go to it because of COVID, which honestly, it's over with. Hopefully COVID doesn't put a thing in this video, in the description. But yeah, like it's just unfortunate, but at least people are getting their money back. And another thing I wanted to add, how does the United States basketball team lose to Nigeria on Saturday night? How?
Dude, I was embarrassed.
Beat them 156 to 73, 83 points in 2012. And then this year, in an exhibition game, I know it's an exhibition game, but how did we lose to Nigeria by 3 points? And the lead scorer was Damian Lillard. He scored, 14? It's crazy. Yeah. It just surprises me.
Listen. I know it's an exhibition game. I mean, so I can't be too mad at them, but I watched a little bit of the game on Saturday night. That was embarrassing. They were playing sloppy. They didn't play no defense. They just were not good. Like how do you lose to Nigeria? NBA
Right.
players are considered some of the best basketball players in the world. And did Nigeria even have an NBA player on the team? I think they had like one or two.
They had Precious and Chua, and they had a couple other guys. But
okay,
man, KD,
United
there was
States.
one point KD got packed at the rim. He got absolutely destroyed.
They post up Durant and met up top by Chua. What a block!
Yeah, I mean, the United States has some of the best NBA players in the world. You got Kevin Durant, you got Damian Lillard, you got Bradley Beal. Who else is on that team? Draymond Green.
Zach LaVine.
I mean, Zach LaVine played like crap.
Oh, I just want to say this too. How is it that KD got stuffed like 3 times, bro? Like this man got blocked so bad a couple times.
Say he's the best player in the world.
I was hurting. I was like, oh my gosh, like why? This is embarrassing. But you know what I realized? Nobody cares. That's why they're not playing their hardest. So I'm hoping this loss will put in their heads, hey, we need to step up.
I mean, for real. I mean, I thought the United States was going to win the gold medal if they keep this up.
I know. I thought they were going to make Jamaica or whatever it is. I don't care what the team is.
Canada.
Look like freaking Make-A-Wish kids. All right.
Oh no.
Like, no, that's not wrong. That's not wrong. It's a joke. But still, like, honestly, like, I was really hoping that we would just destroy them because really we had the best players in the world. What are we doing? Like, what are we doing, bro? Like, honestly. Oh gosh. So
Better step it up on Tuesday, man. Or whenever the next exhibition is. But at least it didn't count. Because if it counted, I'd probably be ranting right now. What is the United States doing? Anyway, so now let's talk about the big fight that happened on Saturday night between Conor McGregor and Dustin Poirier. Dustin won, but some shocking news happened when Conor broke his ankle. So here's the clip of him breaking his ankle. But yeah,
discussion is advised.
Yeah, they both missed. It looked like they came together. Fell back on his own ankle and broke it. That is crazy.
Yeah, what did you guys think of the fight? If you watched the fight, I watched the fight, but what did you guys think?
I didn't watch it. I just saw the clips of it. I'm not a huge, personally, I'm not really a Conor McGregor fan, just because the way he acts and the way he treats people sometimes in just some instances throughout the years. So I was pulling for Dustin to win. The way, he stepped on it the wrong way for sure. I didn't expect it to break. You would think, if you kick somebody, like we've seen people kick other people's legs, and the leg, when they try to place it back, they just twist. But it was different. This time he didn't kick him, and then it just broke. And Conor actually handled it pretty well. He wasn't like whining, like wailing, you know what I'm saying, like flailing over the ground in pain. He's a really tough dude. And these fighters are really tough. And then he had the audacity afterwards to basically, have another rant in his interview, and he's like, "Your wife's in my DMs and all that."
Your wife's in my DMs.
Just how to put the attention on him as usual. It's pretty disrespectful, to be honest with you. But that's Conor. He's he's one of the, if not the most polarizing and well-known person in the UFC.
Yeah, looking at this fight, I'm telling you, if he didn't injure his ankle or whatever the bone is, it was a good fight, man. I mean, on both sides, they were both bashing each other up. I thought it was kind of a wuss move for Poirier to say that, excuse me, sorry, it's his burp, guys. That Poirier said that he kicked him and he blocked it and it broke his leg when that literally didn't happen. I thought Poirier could have been maybe, I understand that, but like Poirier was being rude about that was a knockout or nothing that Poirier did that caused the leg to break. It kind of broke on its own, which actually I was just reading the training camp for McGregor and his team said that they saw warning signs of maybe his foot being a little weird. like that same foot in that same spot being already a little weird and hurt. And they said maybe they should have stopped the fight, but they didn't. And I'm really hoping that it doesn't cost his career because of this. And if so, I'm sure McGregor is pretty upset at his team.
Yeah, like I said, I watched the fight fully. Connor started out really well in the beginning of the fight. He was really explosive, but then Poirier took him down, and that was it. Connor could not. He tried as hard as he could to try to get back up, and he just couldn't do it. He was on the ground for like 2 minutes, giving Poirier the advantage. What else was there in the fight? I mean, that's basically it. Poirier put him on the ground. He tried to get up, and he made too many mistakes trying to get up, and that's just because Dustin's better on the ground than McGregor is, and I mean that's fine. That's where McGregor or Poirier had the advantage, but yeah, I felt really bad for Connor. I was going for Connor because I think that he's kind of a funny dude. Like I can see why people wouldn't like him, but I think that he's very talented, but he is arrogant. I'll give him that, but that's what sells the fights. I mean, that's what made this fight one of the highest selling pay-per-view fights in UFC history, and it even made someone like me who's never really watched UFC, even though he does martial arts, want to watch this fight. So yeah, I feel bad for Connor. No one should have to lose like that. I don't care who you are. You shouldn't have to lose with a broken ankle. Go out like a champ at least. But prayers up to him. I'm glad that his surgery went well from what I was reading on Twitter. He's going to be on crutches for a few weeks, but then he'll be back. And I absolutely think there should be another fight, because one, more money for Dana and Connor, and I guess Dustin, even though apparently Connor's getting paid like $20 million for this fight. So that's really crazy. And he lost. So, and two, I think just it would be awesome to actually see them fight and see if Connor's really the real deal, that he was going to beat Dustin and put him on a stretcher. And one more thing. Yes, Dustin's wife was in Connor's DMs, supposedly, because there was a thing that said, there was a screenshot that said something, but there's nothing on the DM, so I'm assuming she unsent it.
Yeah, I see it now.
So technically, Dustin's wife is in his DMs, and Dustin.
That's so disrespectful.
Sorry, one more thing. Dustin, I have respect for Dustin because like he did handle himself well. Because Connor was kind of being a d-bag a little bit in the fight. Like he made like stupid comments, like your wife is your husband.
I guess lastly for me, Dustin, I mean, this is obviously different. It was legitimately last time. It's getting kind of ugly again. Is this getting personal for you at this point?
Nah, straight business, man. This is you're only a little bitch. Your wife, you little bitch of a thing. You used to be a lot better than that, man. The trash talk was a lot better than that. Fucking weak.
Second question for Dustin. You entered the UFC as a young fighter. Now you're a wise businessman. What's that journey been like for you to be entering the fight game, but now in the business game?
It's been a lot of growth, learning from losses in life and from in fighting. So just getting better.
My wife is your husband.
I'm like, what? What, Connor?
Well, I just would like to say this real quick. I'm just saying two things. One, you could see that having McGregor having kids really changed him as a person. That's one thing I will say always will be a fighter's downfall is having kids. I've never seen it go the right way. They always kind of have a little bit more of a soft spot.
The leg the wrong way. I mean, if he really did break his leg in the first fight or the second fight, he was kicking him on his leg, and if that was really true, then he would have broken his leg then. So I don't know. I think that it was just a freak accident that happened to Connor, and he should definitely go for a fourth fight, and maybe Connor will win again. Who knows? So now for our final news topic, and then we'll get into our top 10 here. Italia is the new European champions for soccer. What do you guys have to say about that?
Bro, like, I knew this Euro 2020, it was going to be good. Italy, I really like Italy. Always have liked Italy. It's a country I've always wanted to go there. Same thing in England. So both of them going up against each other is pretty cool. And England was searching for the first international trophy since 1966. And it looked like they had a chance. I thought they were going to win, to be honest with you. They ended up, tying 1-1 in extra time. So they had to go to penalty kicks, and Italy ended up winning in penalty kicks 3-2. And I don't know how to pronounce his name, but I have it up. Luigi Donnarumma was Italy's goalkeeper, and he made the decisive final save against the Bukayo Saka. So, it was, I know there's a lot of England fans upset because there was a couple of chances they could have scored and won the game, but they couldn't get it done. But, once again, England has to wait for another international trophy, It's crazy. And, there's Copa America going on too, which Argentina won. They beat Brazil, and Angel Di Maria had I think that's how you pronounce his name. He ended up having the winning goal in that. They won 1-0. Unmuted?
Yeah, I was very happy because I'm half Italian, and so I was obviously going to go for Italy. I didn't watch the whole game because I was out, and I came home and I watched the PKs, and I didn't know anything that was going on. Like, I didn't know how many kicks you had to get, so I was just like, "Oh, did Italy win? No, okay, they got to go for another one." But yeah, I was very happy to see that. I celebrated. So congratulations to Italy, and I'm very excited that it's brought home to Rome.
I'm not too big into soccer, or how some people like to pronounce it, football. Just never really have been. I can watch it. I just think there's a lot of confusing things to it that I just still don't understand. Like when I used to play FIFA games, I never could understand how there's like some of the way the penalties were just didn't make sense to me. Like offsides, I didn't understand that part. Right? I kick it, and if the offsides, I didn't understand it. But oh well. But I actually did watch some of this game, and it was interesting. I'm happy that Italy won because I like England, but come on, who doesn't like Italy? Come on, you know what I mean? Like, I've always wanted to go there one day, which it's on my bucket list, which will definitely happen. I don't care if it's with my honeymoon. I don't care if it's by myself, if it's with a big group of people, I don't care. But I'm definitely gonna go to Italy one day. And I thought it was a good game. Crazy game though at the end. Some guys like missed some kicks, some made some kicks. It was just crazy.
I mean, like, I don't watch soccer whatsoever. I really never have. But congrats to Italy for winning. I'm actually supposed to go there next summer, so that's kind of cool. So Cam, I'm stealing your dream. So yeah, that's all I really had to say.
That's dope, dude. I want to go to Italy. Seems like a beautiful country. So.
Yep.
Yeah, let's get into this top 10 here. Coming in at number 10 is Giannis Antetokounmpo blocking Mikal Bridges in Game 1. Here's the clip. Hello.
Wind tunnel, my guy. Like it sounds like you're speaking to the vent of a house.
All right, guys. Time for top 10 plays of the week. Coming in at number 10 is Giannis Antetokounmpo blocking Mikal Bridges in Game 1 of the Finals. Here's the clip.
It puts too much pressure on your defense. Paul deflects it. Crowded to Bridges. Bridges up inside. Blocked by Antetokounmpo. What a recovery.
This is reminiscent of LeBron James in Cleveland against Golden State. What an effort. Incredible block.
He only knows one way to play. Just perfect timing.
At number 9, we have Luka Doncic's amazing pass to his teammate Ojan Dobrik on the Serbian national team. Roll the clip.
Toby's the man to reverse to, through. Shankar goes back and fakes the dive and gets it to Doncic. Doncic in his own time and space, over his head, Shankar again for 3.
That is unreal play.
Coming in at number 8, I'm gonna murder this guy's name because it's just such a weird name. Zumagulov Zalgas, I'm guessing, wins his first fight with a standing submission. I think it was actually a standing guillotine. Here's a clip.
Welcome to Jiu-Jitsu Diagnostic. Rivera is going to shoot in for a double leg.
Coming in at number 7, Devin Booker has an up and under layup. Here's that clip.
Oh, Booker, nice move, gets inside, layup off the glass. Sweet play from Devin Booker.
And at number 6 is Jackie Bradley Jr. pretends like it's a home run to trick the runner and getting him out. Here's the clip.
Burns looking for that ground ball double play here. And that ball's launched. Center field deep, and it is going to be caught by Brad.
Maybe he doesn't need any help. Joey Gallo's 22nd home run of the year. And he's tied the game at 1.
Well, yes, Casey Mize is a pretty good young pitcher, but just like any pitcher, if you float a 90-mile-an-hour fastball down the middle to a hitter that's as good and as hot as Joey Gallo, it's likely to get hit out of the ballpark, and that one left in a hurry. And
ooh, that ball is pounded again. Deep out to center. Gone! Gallo's second home run of the day.
Coming in at number 3, Monterrey hitting game-winning goal nearly at the buzzer in Game 4. Here's the clip.
Away from him, chips it past Ruda. He's got Caulfield in front, and the center play. Caulfield, Henderson scores.
Gets the scary KO in the second round. Here's